Hello everyone and welcome to Brimbank City Podcast. I'm Shadi and I'll be your host for today. Unfortunately, my co-host Lydia is unavailable today, but I'm very happy here to be celebrating Refugee Week here with you all. I'm at the Sydenham Community Centre, the neighbourhood house down at Water Gardens. We've got a jam-packed program today full of different types of stories from different people within our community who have been refugees and have made something for themselves and excelled. I'll have Tom from Empowerment Football. I'll also have a business owner who's Hamid, who owns a business in Sunshine. And I'll also have a Palestinian girl, Aseel, who is an artist. We've got some amazing stories and I can't wait to catch up with them all. We're going to be recording from different locations today. So in their natural environment, we'll see what it's like and we'll catch you soon. And welcome back. I'm here with Tom from Football Empowerment. How are you, Tom?
I'm good. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Thanks for taking the time out to be on the show today to tell us your story.
Thanks for having me.
Nah, that's all right. You're the founder of Football Empowerment.
Yeah.
So you have come from a refugee background. Do you want to tell me a little bit about that? Where you're from, how you came about to be in Australia, and a little bit of your childhood memories?
Yeah, no problem. So I came to Australia in 95. So I've got 5 brothers, 3 sisters. So
From what country?
I was born in Sudan.
Yeah.
But my parents are Ethiopian.
Okay,
So I was born
nice.
in a refugee camp in Sudan.
Yep.
Came here when I was 5. So I've got 5 brothers, 3 sisters.
Oh, wow, big
So
family.
Big family. You know, there's always some entertainment at home.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So I grew up came to Adelaide.
Yeah.
South Australia is a lot smaller than Melbourne.
Yep.
So I grew up in Adelaide. Most of my childhood was in Adelaide. I have extended family. So growing up when we first came, we had family.
Yep.
We had my auntie and my cousins. So it was easy to settle in.
Beautiful.
Because the school I went to my cousin was there. He was the same age as me.
So it made it a little bit easier to fit in.
Yeah.
Because you've got some support network.
There was a lot of support networks. Also, we had a lot of good social workers around that took my parents around
Nice.
to appointments and so on, just to adjust to life in Australia.
Yep.
Yeah. And then for me, growing up I played a lot of soccer.
Yep.
And that made it a lot easier to make friends.
Yeah.
So easy to make friends. Just at the park, lunch, recess time, playing soccer all the time.
It's just sport. It's just the power of sport, really.
Yeah.
And then you've moved to Melbourne.
Yeah, so I moved to Melbourne in 2007.
Okay.
So I did my year 12 here in Melbourne.
Yep.
And then growing up, soccer was very important to me.
Yeah.
Played like state teams and I always wanted to be a professional soccer player, but didn't have not the opportunity, just didn't happen. But I learned a lot of lessons through playing soccer. So, so I've always been playing soccer. And so I did year 12 here, came to Melbourne, did year 12.
Yeah.
Once I finished year 12, I went to university, did a Bachelor of Accounting at VU.
Yep.
Did a 3-year course, and then straight after the 3-year course, I got lucky. I had a good opportunity to work at Brimbank. So first proper job was working at the bank.
And you've been there ever since.
Yeah, been there 8 years now. So
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And during your 8 years there, you've still had a passion for football, obviously, and you're still playing.
Yeah. So I grew up. So even when I was working at NAB, I always played. So it's in the state league levels.
Yeah.
So I was playing soccer.
So you're playing at a high level.
Yeah, and then always with the community. So always got heavily involved in the community area, and then that's what I found the passion of starting Football Empowerment. And it just happened just casually with a group of friends. We were just playing having Sunday kickabout.
Yeah.
And then just word of mouth, my cousins invited their friends and so on. And then we said, let's form an organization where we're providing opportunities for young people for sport and using sport as a vehicle to engage young people and keep them busy.
What was the motive? Like, you've seen something that's in the community and you thought, I need to do something about this. Was that what was going through your head?
Yeah, it was back in 2016 when there was a lot of people talking about the African gangs and young people.
Yeah.
But we know the main issue was young people being disengaged because they don't have anything to do.
Yeah.
So it's just, and we know sport, how important it was for me, my brothers.
And how it impacts your lives.
Yeah.
It's inbuilt in your culture as well.
Yeah. It's a universal language. They call it the world game for a reason. So
Well, you like you said, you can go to school when you were at school, and you can just pick up a football or a soccer ball, and just you can start kicking it, and you become friends.
yeah, and that's it. My longest friend is through soccer.
Yeah.
Like I've known him for 20 years now, just through soccer. Like, you know, the friendship you build and this life lessons you learn through sport
Yeah.
is powerful.
So tell me a little bit more about the program. You told me already that you saw that there was disengaged, like your communities were disengaged, and so you thought, you know what, we'll bring them together through soccer. What's the end goal?
The end goal is just to have to provide more opportunity for young people.
Yeah.
Regardless where you're from, regardless of financial barriers there is to participation. It's just breaking them down barriers and providing that support for them.
A safe place to come and play.
Yeah.
Network.
Yeah.
Employment opportunities.
Yeah. And just there's a lot of service providers out there. It's just building relationship with them and just providing them services to the young people that we have a reach to.
Yeah, because I was reading up about it before you came on, and you have created such a good program that so many people have wanted to jump on board and help out.
Yeah. There's we're getting a lot of support from local councils. So Brimbank Council, Melton Council, Wyndham.
Yeah.
They support us. The youth services support us in regards to when we have events, they support us.
Of course, because you're doing such a good thing in the community. There's no reason to not support.
Yeah. It's really benefit for the young people.
Yeah.
And it's powerful.
So tell me about some of the big achievements that you guys within the organisation have achieved.
Yeah, so there's been multiple achievements, milestone for us. And the stuff that comes to the top of my head is like the African Nations Cup we did 2 years ago. We had in 2019, we had the first African Nations Cup, and we had 16 teams.
16 teams.
Yeah, and 2 girls team and 2 young kids team, and It was a real success. And we had it televised on Fox Sport, a little documentary about us.
Really?
And that was just, and we had various, the Melton Council supported us.
Yeah.
And various organisations came on board and supported us.
Of course, yeah.
And it was our first big tournament. And we just a real success. And also we had our women's team that we worked with, Albion Rovers.
Yep.
They played in State 4 and they ended up winning the league. First time round,
come in and win the league,
and they smashed us. So it was a really good success. And also we had the youth. We selected the best young players, aspiring professionals from Melbourne. We took them to Adelaide.
Yeah,
they played a friendly game against Adelaide United. Did really well. Got a good result. And
they won.
They won. So it was good. So for us, that's success stories for us. And we do multiple school holiday tournaments in the communities. You just check us up on social media, and then there's multiple programs that we run, and that's just become a success.
And this is run all year round.
Yeah, all year round.
Awesome.
We don't stop.
I know the soccer season doesn't go for all year round, so this keeps them engaged all year.
And it's important to you because even in summer we play outdoor and then in the winter we have a lot of indoor.
Oh, beautiful.
Indoor. I know young people don't like playing in the rain. I never liked it, so keep them inside.
I love playing in the rain. My parents hated it.
Yeah, nah.
Well, thanks for being on the show. But if you've got one message for our viewers out there, what would it be?
Just come in. If you're young, you don't know what to do. There's a lot of support out there.
Yeah.
Just reach out. You know, if you don't know who to reach out, just speak to the local council.
Yeah.
You know, there's various programs for young people.
Whatever
you need, I think that is. It's just getting the access and making sure to voice your concerns, speak to your school teacher, support coordinator at the school, and there's a lot of opportunities out there.
Of course, whether it's sport or arts,
anything,
technology. Yeah. These days, you can do anything.
Yeah.
So just make sure that if you need some support, contact the local council.
Yeah.
But more importantly, if they want to be part of your program at Football Empowerment, how do we do that?
Social media. Just hit us up on social media, Facebook and Instagram, Football Empowerment, and just send us a message. We promote all our programs through social media.
Awesome. Well, your story's been amazing. It's inspiring to see from where you've come and to set up a program for us of all backgrounds and to be so engaging. We do appreciate it, and keep up the good work.
Nah, cheers. Thanks for having me.
And welcome back. I'm here with Hamid.
Hi.
We're here at his cafe, Salamati. Is that correct?
Salamati. Yeah.
Salamati. We're here opposite Sunshine Station. Nice to have you here on the show. Thanks for your time.
Thank you for having me.
So I hear that you've got a quite extraordinary story to tell me today
Yeah.
about how you came about to here, but it starts all the way in 2012.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about yourself and your journey.
So, camera or you?
We're going to talk into the camera. We're going to talk to the people at home.
Hey people. My name is Hamid. I'm from Iran. I came to Australia 2012. And I came from Iran. I left my country because I had some reasons. I have to leave my country that time in quickest way. So I came in Australia in quickest way that time, which was coming Australia by boat. I didn't have any other options. My life was in danger in Iran, so that's why I took a risk. I came to Australia by boat. And it was 2012, then I came because I came by that way. Government put us in detention centers to do check. And then after 5 months, I received the visa, bridging visa, and I came to Melbourne.
Awesome. So that all happened in a period of 5 months?
Yeah.
And how stressful was that time for you?
I lose all of my hair.
Just running for your life, really, yeah?
Seriously, my life was in danger. Government could hang me in my country, so I left. I didn't have time to go to embassy to get visa, those kind of things.
And now we're so lucky to be in Australia. Like
first years, to be honest, I wasn't happy because I never prepared to leave my country.
Yeah.
Everything happened in only 1 week, and I came to Australia. I couldn't speak English. I didn't know culture. I didn't know one day I'm gonna end up in Australia.
Yeah.
It was very stressful. Yeah.
But we get to 2013, and you're here now.
Yeah, 2013, I came out from detention center. It was January, and then I had bridging visa, but unfortunately that time I couldn't work. My visa, no work right, no study right for 2 years.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So what did you do in that time?
I was practicing English language at home, watching movies every night with subtitles. That was very helpful. And I did some volunteering job in ASRC, Asylum Seeker Resource Center in Footscray. And then in 2015, I took because when I received my work right, I took my CV, my experience, I wrote everything with my visa. I went lots of shop, lots of cafe and restaurant in Melbourne. I saw about 50, 60 restaurants and cafe. But unfortunately, I couldn't find
unsuccessful, unfortunately.
Because some people, they told me about reference from Australia. I didn't have reference. I didn't have qualification from Australia.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find like kitchen hand job or chef job. I found only one job. It was dishwasher job in one restaurant in South Sierra for for $8 per hours.
So it was difficult.
It was difficult.
Very difficult. I can see. But fast forward now a couple more years.
Yeah.
2019. You've got some exciting news for me. What happened in 2019?
Yeah, so 2016, after I did some volunteering job in 2015, 2016 I started running cooking classes in Melbourne, in Thornbury, till 2019. I did like 220 cooking classes.
Wow, okay.
Over 2,500 people from Melbourne, they came in my cooking classes. And that's something I'm very proud about. That.
Of course, and we're proud of you for that. To teach us, were you teaching us your cultural food?
Exactly, Iranian food. I was teaching Iranian food. I will teach you as well. Actually, I'm doing online cooking classes every Monday. And in here, in my cafe kitchen, and other things I do, I have cooking show channel. Yeah. In YouTube, so you can have a look. And
also, what's your YouTube for everyone at home if they want to follow?
Hamid's Persian Kitchen.
Hamid's Persian Kitchen. Yeah. Make sure you follow it every Monday. There's a new show.
Every Monday. Yeah.
Every Monday, awesome. But this shop here, Salamati.
Yeah.
2019.
Yeah, last year July.
Something crazy happens.
Yeah, before this job, I had catering business.
Yeah.
Then I had received very good feedbacks about food, and people who live in Melbourne, they said, where is your restaurant? Where is
Yeah.
your restaurant? Where is your cafe? I didn't have anything, but I had dreaming to open that.
Yeah.
So 2019, I opened that and opened this place. Slowly, I going forward.
Yeah, and everything is history after that.
Yeah.
So you've had this place now for almost 12 months.
Yeah.
What's it like being in Sunshine?
It's good because, I told you I couldn't find job because I didn't have qualification and
Yeah.
reference. That's not only me. There is many people like me who come to Australia.
That's right.
They can't find their first job.
Yeah.
To finding your first job in Australia, it's not easy.
But after the first job, it makes it easier. But it's that
because you
first
have
one.
that only first one.
Yeah.
So there is many people from different countries. They're coming new to Australia like me. They're looking for first job. They have cooking skill, but they don't have reference. They don't have
Yeah.
qualification. Maybe they can't speak English very well.
That's right.
So what I'm doing, I start employing those people. So this place is social enterprise cafe supporting refugee and asylum seekers. We employ those people. We teach them, train them how to make food, how to make coffee,
Yeah.
how to work in front of the house. Then slowly, we reference them to the other cafe and restaurant in Melbourne. So that's the goal of this cafe.
So what you're doing is you've taken how you were treated,
Yeah.
changed it around, and
Exactly.
said, you know what, I'm going to make a difference. And that's what you're doing here.
Yeah, it was very difficult to hearing no from lots of people. I having very good cooking skill, and imagine you have good cooking skill. You go to many shops, try to find a job, but everyone say no. Leave your CV, we will contact you. But then no one contact you. You could give up so quick. You know, I did 50 restaurants. I know many people, they give up in 5 restaurants when they hear no.
Yeah.
Number 5, number 6 restaurant,
That's it.
That's it, yeah.
But your perseverance, your journey has been a long one.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's going to be even longer.
Thank you.
And your plans for the cafe here?
That's cafe by day, restaurant by night, supporting refugee and asylum seekers.
And in the future, open up more?
I thinking about making Salamati bigger than this.
Yeah.
If get bigger, so that's mean I can employ more people.
Of course.
So
and doing more for the community.
Exactly. That's
So
what I'm thinking.
We're really lucky to have you.
Thank you.
Hamad, thank you for being on the show today.
No worries.
If you have one message for the people out there about, moving forward, is it just to keep trying, keep persevering? Is that the one message you want to tell everyone out there?
I don't know what to say, but
Just keep trying.
just be positive. I knew one day I will open my cafe, so I was thinking to opening this. I had similar things in Iran, so when I came to Australia, I couldn't speak, but I knew one day I opened my restaurant. So I think you have to think about your dreams. That's the thing.
Just keep moving forward, yeah?
Work on it, think about it, be positive about it, work on the same way
Awesome.
to receive that.
Thank you very much, Hamad. I really appreciate your time here today. And good luck for the future.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here. I'm with Aseel at her home residence. Thanks for jumping on the show today.
Thank you very much.
How are you?
Very good.
Been a stressful day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, times are tough, especially during this COVID period.
And Refugee Week coming, so lots of hard stories. as
Exactly, and you think Corona's hard, this COVID period's hard. I think you've got a bit of a harder story to tell me today. So, it's all yours now. Tell me a little bit about your background, how you came to Australia, where you're from initially, and the struggles that you've been through.
Sure. I have been in Australia for 7 years now. It will be 7 years in July. And I came all the way from Palestine. I was born in Jerusalem and raised there. And I came to Melbourne because my husband is Syrian. And for me and him to be together, it was impossible.
Yeah.
So we call ourselves love refugees because it's kind of romantic refugees because we couldn't really be in our countries, both of us. People make fun of that, but I really had to have the approval from the Minister for Foreign Affairs so I can get married with my husband because we got engaged and married in Jordan, and to get that. Like when they looked at our passports, I carry Israeli passports and
Yeah.
he is carrying Syrian one, and looking at our passports, like these two cannot be together. So we had to go
Just-
somewhere, and we had to stand in a line waiting for the minister to approve our marriage, which was really funny. They said, "Come back in 2 weeks." It's like, "What 2 weeks? I have one day to finish
that's
it."
right.
I have to go back to Palestine. My husband was in his way to Australia, and we couldn't really do it
Yeah.
anyway. So yeah.
So the question I've got for you now is, neither of you have an Australian background. Why Australia?
Well, when I met my husband, he was in his way here. He, as Syrian, and after this, the war in Syria, he was thinking about what his opportunities, what he has,
Yeah.
where he can go, and he thought about Canada, America, but some complicating kind of choices. And Canada is too cold, and Australia is very beautiful place, and he has been here before just to feel why. I didn't really choose Australia, but I'm happy and glad that he did. So
Was
yeah,
the right choice?
I think so. Yeah.
So in your home country, in Palestine and Israel, I believe that you've been working in the theatre. You're an artist. You're a woman of many identities, and many talents. Do you want to let me know a little bit about that? Let the people know what you do.
Sure. What I do is, like, before I came to Australia, I was a teacher. I was teaching art in primary and high school, and I was studying also master in art and education. So I was creating my own exhibitions and in painting, performing art, song, and I moved to WA with my husband in 2013, and we came to Melbourne 2014 for a holiday.
Yep.
And I was looking for Palestinians because in WA there's not many of us.
No, there's not many at all.
No, so it was really kind of like I was missing the language, missing hearing activists and people around us, and I was emailing lots of Palestinians. And there's an amazing playwright called Samah Sabawi. I don't know if you know her.
Okay.
And I was messaging her. She was so busy, and finally we got a time to talk, and we met somewhere in Lygon Street. Who doesn't like Lygon Street?
Of course.
And we had amazing food, and just before we left, I sang for her one song, and then her and her husband looked at me, "Now you're singing, like, what are you doing?" And we were, a year after or less, we were traveling, me and my husband, in Greece, and I got an email from her saying, "I'm working on my play about Gaza called Tales of a City by the Sea." Amazing play, like you must see. And she said, "Would you like to sing on it?" And I'm like, me? Like, I don't say I'm a singer in general. Like, I perform because I want to tell stories about Palestine through my singing, but not really a singer. Like, I'm not one of those kind of famous people.
You're
I
not
just
Beyonce.
use it. No, and I'm not
Close to.
not Kulthum or Fairuz or any of this, or like this amazing Palestinian singers. I just use my voice to tell our stories and touch people's heart. And I said, yes, of course, I will do. And I moved to Melbourne to be part of that play. But then plays after plays, and then I created my own shows for adults and shows for children. And I just see the need behind stories of our homes and what does that mean. And I have an amazing team that speaks so many languages and have so many talents. And we just go from a place to another and share awareness and raise awareness about what we do.
So it's all about using your talents that you've brought with you from back home and telling your stories here.
Yeah.
So how does that make you feel? Just being able to engage with different cultures of people of different nationalities, of different ages, who have different understanding. How does that all work?
It's not easy because what we talk about and the way Book J, which is my project I am running at the moment, works is about like telling your story fully. We have no filters, no video cutting, no kind of like editing.
It's
for anything.
live.
It's all live.
It's live and it's raw.
And it's raw and it's so real. So like I sing with a Chilean dancer that I sing in Arabic لما بدا يتثنى, and he danced for it and he danced his own dancing. And then I sing for mum and for like morning for home, and he kind of like dance for it, but in a more of an informative way. And you see the pain in our songs and hear it without even without really understanding mostly what we are saying, because most of the audience is not Arabic speaking. But one of the things I will never forget we were in Shepparton doing one of our shows, and there was a lady there. And once we finished, she was an Afghan lady. And once we finished, she said, "My dad told me his story, but today I have lived it." And that was so strong for me to kind of. That's why we make art.
There was a connection there.
There's definitely, and she said, like you, I'm sure we will all go and need some consultation and counseling tonight, counseling session because I feel like I need to talk, and I think. I want people to think, and I want to put people in uncomfortable places to make them kind of think twice about refugees' stories.
Oh, awesome! It's sort of like opening their minds and starting to really understand the struggle.
Yeah.
And in speaking about struggle, you're a Muslim woman here in Australia. I'm sure that's a struggle in itself, especially being in the arts field. Just being able to express yourself. Some people may look at you differently. How was it to integrate here into the culture here? Because back home, seeing a Muslim woman that's scarfed is very normal.
Yeah.
Seeing anywhere in the Middle East, it's very normal. But here, it's a little bit different. Did it feel a little bit harder to express yourself initially? Or are you just now so comfortable in your environment and just so confident in yourself that it doesn't really matter?
Well, that talking about the scarf just remind me of a very, very funny story. Like for me, it was funny. I was in WA. I was volunteering in a multicultural center.
Yeah.
And I was giving a session for children, or like I forgot really what I was doing, but there was a little child. I think she might be 3 or 4, and she was like she had her head just on the she was as tall as this, and like her head's just like that, staring at me, and like that for like few minutes. And then I looked at her like that. I said like, "Are you okay?" And she said to me, "Do you have hair?" And she was like really little, So I held her hand and I took her all the way to the end of corridor, and I took my hijab off, and because it was all women in there, I could just take it off and show it to her. And before I just like did this, I couldn't see the girl, and she was like, Mom, she has hair." And that was really so amazing to kind of see how the innocent kind of children have questions, and I'm sure those that also grow up without knowing have their questions. So what I did is like taking my hijabs and mirrors and going to the primary schools and
it's about educating.
It's just educating. And suddenly the place I was so struggling kind of to be part of become like so welcome, because I really like felt every child knew me in Bangladesh. Like they were just like waving, pointing at me, like, she came, Mom, like, and they give me smiles, and like then I felt more welcomed. But it's kind of, education is a long journey, like we have to take it one step at a time.
And we'll never finish learning.
No.
Especially about each other's cultures.
Exactly. Yeah, and like the cultures in between as well. Like there's the culture in Palestine and the culture of Australians, and the culture of the Palestinians that live in Australia become so unique in itself that it doesn't really. I think you, as a second generation as well, you know what that means. Like to be a child for a dad that is not really. So my daughter, I don't know what will happen when she's an older and kind of trying to figure out Assyrian, Palestinian, Australian living. So I don't know. So we will figure out once it comes.
Speaking Arabic and English.
And Hebrew a little bit, and like speaking the Syrian accent and the Palestinian accent, and trying to find what does this mean? Yeah, it's just so hard.
So if you've got one message to everyone at home, refugees, people that are new to the country, about moving forward, what would that be?
I would just ask people to keep asking. Like keep asking as many people as you can, and knock all the doors you can until you get to the place you are happy with. And even then, just knock more doors, because you never know what happened. And never underestimate your value and your experience that you're bringing from home with you. When I first started, I was like telling people all about that I did, and that's just to kind of not to try to prove anything, but to say, I'm not starting from nowhere. I'm not starting from scratch. I have brought here a bookje, as I say, like a bag of belonging, a sack of belonging of all my experience, all my stories, all my talents into one place to use. And I'm sure deep inside you all have one. So just use it the best way you can.
Aseel, thank you very much for that wonderful, powerful message to our viewers out there. Just before we finish up, you've got a couple of things that you're doing for our neighbourhood houses. You're doing some storytelling in the future. Is that right?
Yeah.
You're a bit of a storyteller on the side as well?
Yeah, I love telling stories. I think raising a child and telling lots of stories, you feel like the importance of it in raising children, knowing and educating them.
Awesome. Well, make sure we stay tuned. We're going to put all her websites and her links in this video as well, so make sure you jump on and support her. But off the program, you were singing, so I can't let you go without showing everyone at home. Just give us 30 seconds, please, of a song. Something off the top of your head.
There's a song I love so much, and it's about going home. And it's as Palestinian, we grown up listening and singing this song, hoping that the sea will come down one day and the refugees on their boats will come back to their countries.
Awesome.
And it's called Haddi Ya Bahar.
Go.
هدي يا بحر هدي طولنا في غيبتنا ودي سلامي ودي وللأرض اللي ربتنا سلم سلم عبلادي تربة بي وجدادي وبعد العصفور الشادي يابا بغرد لعودتنا.
Wow. Thank you very much, Aseel. That was amazing. Hopefully in the near future I can come and see you perform.
Thank you. Yes, I would love to.
But for now, ladies and gentlemen at home, that was Aseel. That's the end of our program for this week, for Refugee Week. We've had some amazing stories. We hope that you've taken something out of there. If you need any assistance in the future, please make sure you contact council, give them a ring, drop into one of our centres. We'll be more than happy to help. Aseel will be happy to help. Just give her a buzz. She'll give you a bit of advice.
Yeah, always.
But we'll make sure that we get you back on the show. We'll make sure that we stay tuned for your storytelling. But for now, have a good week, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.